Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to the Centurions review, the punk rock band of wargame review institutions. This is The Fall of France from Schutze Games, and it looks like Peter Schutze himself is the author of it. Let's see what this is all about. It's in Ziploc, or I guess you could even call this a microgame format. This does have die-cut counters, though, thank God. Alright. Here's a rule book. We'll get back to that in a minute. Let's look at the charts real quick. It's got a recovery table, replacement points, allied air unit reinforcements, and there's the combat results table. And the numbers here are the number of eliminations. If you notice at 3-1, you're guaranteed to pretty much eliminate something. So that's kind of cool, real bloody. I actually and kind of interested in the combat results table like that. I played too many games where all this is you're disrupting units or making units retreat and something hardly ever dies, so this sounds like it will be bloody. It's got a terrain effects chart, and it has effects on movement, and there's two types of combat: skirmish combat and regular combat, and you see the terrain has a different effect on each type of combat. Here's the die-cut counters. Actually, a few of these are loose, as you can see here, but I'm just glad they're die-cut. And there's also another copy of the counters here. Are these double-sided? No, they're single-sided. That's okay. I'm just glad that they're die-cut. Usually in these type of games, oftentimes you got to mount them and cut them out yourself. Looks like these are coming out on their own, but no big deal. Let's look at the mat. Alright, down here, it's got ungarrisoned fortification assault modifiers. Here's your skirmish table with the modifiers. And your stacking limits down here and air combat. And there's a turn record track here. And up here's your terrain key. This actually isn't a bad map for one of these inexpensive Ziploc games. This is actually pretty good. Alright, let's take a look at the rules now. I actually read the rule book. I'm willing to play the game. I thought in some areas the rules would have been better if they just used standard war game rules, but I understand what he's trying to do with the skirmish and regular combat being different and stuff. One thing here, it's talking about the airborne and glider landings, and you're supposed to use the airborne unit and the glider unit. Well, I know what most NATO symbols are, and I'm not sure which one is the glider unit. I think, let me see if I can find it here. Let me zoom in on it. You guys can tell me if this is the glider unit, because I don't know. Is that the glider unit right there, the 214? With that symbol there? I'm not sure what the symbol is for gliders, because there isn't really any glider battalions anymore, at least in NATO, so I never see the symbol anywhere. Alright, so it's going over the stacking limit. And the stacking is kind of variable on this. Each unit has its own stacking cost, I guess you would call it, and stuff. So stacking looks like it's going to be a headache to keep track of in this. And you got units that are exempt from stacking, so it's a little more detail into stacking than I would prefer. But some people enjoy that, so it depends on the person. Alright, so here's movement of airborne and glider landings, assault on ungarrisoned fortifications, and going over zones of control and effects on movement. Here's your skirmish battles. And air-to-air combat. And here's regular ground combat here. It's got some weird results too. Like you can have disrupted, retreated, cadrate, and eliminated. Cadrate only applies to allied units, so if you get a cadre effect one turn, you put a cadre marker on, and then if you get another cadre result, then you're eliminated, if I recall correctly from reading the rules. So I don't know. The cadre thing I thought was unnecessary, but what do I know? All right, now let's go. Yeah, here it's going over disruption, cadres, and recovery. And retreating. And of course there's politics in here. Yeah, the author had a little blurb in here saying that most of the games about the invasion of France made the Germans into superheroes and stuff, so he was trying to make a game where they weren't superheroes. And he's right, in real life, the German troops probably were better than the French troops, but not by much. And the French actually had better tanks, but the French didn't organize their tanks the way the Germans did, so they didn't have large formations of tanks generally. They were more of an infantry support role. So, but, all right, so now it's going over winning the game. You can have a decisive German victory where Holland, Belgium, and France surrender. Eliminate or force the withdrawal of the British Expeditionary Force, and there's substantive, minor, and minor allied victory, major allied, or you can get a draw, and there's some optional rules too, like refugees and so forth. Oh, and closer allied cooperation's another one, Belgian alliance, weaker Maginot Line, blah blah blah, all sorts of stuff here. Thanks for watching, and please click like on the video if you liked it, and feel free to leave a comment. Have a good evening.